What is going on, guys? We're back with another video. Today on Madden 19 Connected Franchise, and of course you can tell by the title of the video, we're doing another experiment. We're going to take a look at kind of who the Cardinals should take. I'm not saying that they're going to take Kyler or they should, but it's kind of, you know, the whole media is kind of pushing towards them doing that. I don't see it. I really don't. But the Cardinals roster, at least in Madden, is just horrendous. Like, it is so bad. Realistically, honestly, the Cardinals should try to trade down and get to like pick number 8 or something like that, in my opinion. But of course, we'll have to see exactly what they do. We'll also see what happens here. I'm going to make sure they don't take Kyler, though, so I might actually take my own player. I'm actually going to just play the draft the way I think they should. Teddy Bridgewater joins the team, so they're definitely not going to go Kyler. They also lose Larry Fitzgerald, which makes no sense because technically they would have re-signed him when they have. So I had to redo it because I'm an idiot. Things that should be known are, I don't think they had Swearinger last time for us. Trevor Williams is on the team, and Budda Baker, obviously. So cornerback is no longer an issue. I don't think they're going to get Trevor Williams in real life, and Larry Fitzgerald's going to be there. So we'll just let that little weird situation happen. Sucks that I redo it because I'm an idiot. But I think the Cardinals should trade down. I'm gonna play it the way the Cardinals should do it, and then obviously we're gonna let the game kind of decide. Okay, they are gonna go Kyler for whatever reason. We're gonna let the media decide that they're gonna just waste the pick on Josh Rosen. I think honestly, if they were to trade down here, I think they could probably get more, especially from a team like the Buccaneers, who probably aren't number 5 projected next year. Honestly, I'm not even sure how the hell they went number 5 this year. But we're going to make that trade. We're going to say that's what happens. But let's see what the Buccaneers take. This should be a pass rusher, right? This should be. Okay, Nick Bosa makes a lot of sense. They had to trade, you know, they had to give us that first round to trade up at Oliver, Josh Allen, and Devin White at number 4. Of course, we're using that franchise guys' rosters. I know his ratings are a little lower for some of the guys, but I think it's perfectly fair. This team obviously looking for a pass rusher, and you can see there's still quite a bit of decent players there. So that trade down, I mean, I think the Cardinals have to trade down. They have to. Unless they want Nick Bosa or someone up there, you got to trade down. You can't take a damn QB. So you got to go Williams, or you have to go Rashawn Gary, which is a really tough decision here because can you really, you know, pass on Quinnen, who somehow, you know, he went this late. You got Ed Oliver who went above him, which is just not going to happen. Can you really pass up that talent? You got a few really good players here. I think you have to go Quinnen. It's a tough one. Either one works, really, but Quinnen, I think, is the better of the two here. And the Cardinals, they have a couple of guys that are okay backups. So we're going to let the rest of the draft play out. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure they didn't take Kyler Murray. And then obviously in the next sim, we will take a look if they should or not. So obviously we're going to take a look at the full draft recap. Deebo Samuel, only a 92, 72 overall. Lots of potential. Definitely need that. Cameron Smith, star dev. Lots of potential at middle linebacker. A huge pick for them. Jaquan Johnson, 69 overall. Like I said, some of the overalls are a little bit low. But the main issue is the first round. Like, let's be honest. The second round players, they could be great too. You know, that last year there was a pretty decent bit of late first rounders. But the main obvious object of this whole situation is just to take a look at the main guys. You know, was there a better pass rusher? I don't know. Zach, yeah, these ratings are actually quite low, especially for Madden standards. Polite, he's got him. He really likes Polite. I'll tell you what. Rashawn Gary drops down here. I would be ecstatic. I would love for the Packers again, and that'd be insane. Where was Kyler? Do we know? In this, Kyler goes to the 3rd round. Star Dev, 74 overall. Super fast, pretty damn decent. If we're comparing him to Josh Rosen straight up, obviously no comparison. Kyler Murray burns him. But it doesn't mean he's a fit just because he has better, you know, he's not really even better. It's just he's faster with similar stats. Like, I really feel like the Cardinals need to go edge, but at the same time, Quinnen slipping to 5 after the trade down is very hard to pass up on, in my opinion. Well, here we go. Let's take a look at the playoffs. Question is, are we going to make it? This is a really bad roster. 74 overall. It depends on the schedule, though. They could be playing teams that are just perfect. You just never know. But yeah, right now the Cardinals roster is looking rough. And honestly, unless you're going to go for Nick Bosa, is there really a better decision than to trade down? The thing is, I don't think the Buccaneers would do that trade down. Missed the playoffs. Did go 9-7 though. Did it say Lamar Jackson was MVP? So Josh Rosen, 19 touchdowns, 14 picks, 3,700 yards rushing. David Johnson got back to his normal self. Christian Kirk with a really nice season. Got up to star dev as well, looking beastly. Brashad Perriman, that would definitely be a really good season for him, no question about it. Defensively, any decent stats? That is not the case. Patrick Peterson. All right, so of course we're gonna have to take a look at Kyler Murray. However, if the Kyler Murray one is very similar, we might have to do more than one season. But if Kyler just completely takes the team to another level or just completely craps the bed, then we won't. So we'll take a look. So of course, we're going to draft Kyler Murray at number 1. Once again, another situation where they could potentially trade down. The Niners don't need a QB. Jets aren't going to take someone over Darnold. The Raiders, they're not going to take well, they could take someone over Derek, but I doubt they would. The Buccaneers, however, that's a team that could. The Raiders have a lot of trade bait, so you never know. They might want to hop just to get Bosa. If Bosa really is that number 1 guy, which is a lot of talented guys, but if they're that number 1, they could hop to get him. If there's any opportunity the Cardinals can trade down, I just think they have to. I really do. I'm really adamant about it. And it's very rare that you see that number 1 spot get traded out from, but kind of feel like you have to. But we're going to go with the media's crazy obsession with Kyler Murray to the Cardinals, and we're going to see how that pans out for them. So of course, we know they went with wide receiver in the 2nd round. Is that going to be the same case here? That's the question. Draft recap. Taking a look, they do go with wide receiver. Ooh, they land Marquise Brown. Hollywood, who should be much faster than this, in my opinion. Quick dev, probably deserves a star. Cameron Smith again, another star. Steele, Carl Granderson. That's a good pick. That's really solid. This draft in general is just a better one for them, other than the first pick, basically. So let's take a look what it's going to be like. Headed to the playoffs, of course, we've seen Josh Rosen and Cardinals went 9-7, but still missed the playoffs. The Kyler Murray Cardinals go 4-12, and they, of course, miss. However, you can see Kyler here was better. The yardage a little rough, but the touchdowns, the pick ratio, much better. David Johnson just didn't play as well. Technically, that could be because of Kyler doing better, though. The thing is, though, with a guy like Marquise Brown, he had a little bit more weapons to work with. So, I don't even know. And this one, was this one no, the first one was with Trevor Williams. They did get Webster anyways, though. So, I don't know. I feel like we kind of have to give it another go, don't we? We're not even going to worry about any of the... I guess after. We'll take a look at next season. We'll take a look at, what changes were made. And then we'll compare the two. And that'll be that. So, of course, first season, Josh Rosen's team did better, but he didn't do necessarily better. I don't know if he was more accurate. I didn't take a look at the percentages. But Kyler Murray, of course, he's an 80 overall already. Marquise Brown's going to move up over Jaron Brown. They go with a left tackle, it seems. Very smart decision. Looks like one of those cornerstone pieces. Pretty damn good choice. Cameron Smith really didn't develop too well. I don't really like the draft they had for a 4-12 team. I like the left tackle. Maybe if Clark has good dev, maybe he doesn't. So that's just not a great draft considering they probably had the number 1 overall pick. But let's take a look at the playoffs and see what the result is. 4-12, it's got to improve. If not, Kyler's going to at least improve, I would say. Missed the playoffs again, and even worse. And I'll show you guys we're not forcing any wins or anything here. That's just not a good wins, it's losses. Just not a good result for the Cardinals. Taking a look at Kyler Murray, way worse this time. Not even in this day and age, that's probably bottom 3rd, bottom 5. Like, that's just horrendous. Yeah, that's not very good. Let's go on to Josh Rosen now. Take a look at their draft. 72 overall, much worse. I can't even tell. Must have been a defensive player, huh? Middle linebacker, Tyler Free. He's pretty damn good. Can't really complain with a superstar dev guy, especially considering we were 9-7. So 9-7 team ends up with that guy. That's pretty impressive stuff. You can see Buda Baker isn't nearly as good, which is weird because they were a better team. All right, let's see. I mean, the first season and second season for Kyler didn't even add up to the same wins as Josh Rosen's first season. And that was still by like 2. Was short 2 wins there. So kind of a rough start for Kyler in the first 2 seasons, obviously. Let's take a look at Josh Rosen. So missed the playoffs as expected. 8-8 though. It's a better record. Josh Rosen, obviously, here in year 3, kind of proven himself. 3,800 yards, 29 touchdowns, 11 picks, 1,355 yards, 11 touchdowns for David Johnson. Deebo Samuel with a nice little season. You got to remember, like I said, free agency as well. Draft and free agency. Actually, no, this one got Trevor, didn't it? Never mind. So the free agency was much. God damn it, words are hard. The draft was better too for Kyler because of course he had Marquise, which is much better than Deebo in this universe. I mean, obviously, only time will tell in real life. But Josh Rosen with a 79 overall, quick dev, not super great, but I mean, he led the team to a better result both years. You know, he actually finished over 500. In the 2-year little experiment we did. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty much a no-brainer. You can draft quarterback, just not in the first round. Maybe the second round, you know, hell, I'm not saying Kyler is going to be there in the second round, but if he is, maybe take him there. The thing is, if he is there, how is that going to work for his commitment? Like, can he go back to the MLB? Can he be like, yeah, he didn't quite get the money I thought, but I don't know how that works. He'd probably have to buy out of the contract. I really don't get it. I would assume there'd be some legal implications there. I really don't know how it works. I really don't want to know either because that's a headache. You know, it really is. But anyone that thinks they shouldn't go with Josh Rosen for a second season is crazy. Is there really a quarterback this year that is that much better? Kyler's really short. I don't know. Obviously, height doesn't make every difference, but let's be honest. History is on the side of the taller guys at QB. I know he's fast and he's crazy, but man, I just think you got to take defense. Quinn Williams already an 88 overall. And honestly, in next Madden, he's probably going to be a superstar. Probably a superstar at least 80 overall out the gate versus star 79 overall. Like I said, I think they should trade down at least 5 to 10 spots, take the best available pass rusher, and slowly rebuild from there because they're not a one draft away team. Like, they could have the greatest draft ever 2 years in a row, and even then, I don't know if they'd be a playoff team. Like, it really is. It's that rough out in these streets. Obviously, free agency is going to play another big part. Also, going to have a little bit of a Packers kind of an off-season video with a special guest coming up soon, more than likely. Probably going to wait for the combine and all that to finish. So we'll see. But yeah, hope you guys are interested in the content to come. Maybe subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you like this. Tomorrow will be a Giants rebuild. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. But until next video, see